Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. Today's show covers the International Yoga Day festival recently held in Rishikesh, the yoga capital of the world. A showcase of handmade traditional wooden toys made by Indian artisans. Also on the show, how community conservation efforts yield results for the red pandas in Nepal. And worldwide St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Let's start. The International Yoga Festival 2025, held at Parmarth Niketan in Rishikesh, celebrated the spirit of global harmony by welcoming yoga enthusiasts from around the world. The festival highlighted yoga's power to heal and connect with a blend of spiritual practices, cultural programs, and transformative talks.
This is Rishikesh, also known as the yoga capital of the world. The spiritual hub located in northern India's Uttarakhand state is also an adventure destination for those who love white water rafting. But the city has become famous worldwide since the Beatles visited and learned transcendental meditation here. Today, students from around the world visit the city and get certified to teach yoga. Recently, the week-long International Yoga Festival 2025 at Parmarth Niketan in Rishikesh gathered yoga enthusiasts from across the globe, united by a common purpose: holistic well-being and global harmony. The festival, which began with a sacred Ganga Aarti and an inaugural address by Uttarakhand's Chief Minister, offered a mix of yoga sessions, cultural programs, and inspiring talks. The opening day set a tranquil tone for the event, which attracted participants from over 100 countries. This year's edition focused on the transformative power of yoga and mindfulness. Day 2 began with powerful spiritual sessions, including yoga, Ayurveda, sacred music, and wellness sessions by presenters. Participants engaged in a deep dive into yoga's potential to heal body and soul. Notable shared insights on yoga's unifying force. One powerful session explored how the sound of Om can bring peace, clarity, and balance to one's life. On the third day, over 1,000 yogis from 75 countries gathered for a plenary, where experts spoke on the connection between self-love and wellness. The festival continued to delve deeper into health and healing the following day with a special plenary session on ancient and modern secrets to health and healing. Bringing their unique experiences to the table, speakers tried to bridge the gap between Western science and holistic healing. The fifth day featured a visit to the famous Beatles ashram for world peace prayers, guided by Swami Chidanand Saraswati and Sadhvi Bhagwati Saraswati. Participants meditated in the sacred space. The day began with a special Kundalini Yoga Sadhana class, which is a form of yoga that involves chanting, singing, breathing exercises, and repetitive poses. The main highlight of Day 6 was the Holi celebrations. The celebrations continued with an eco-friendly Holi, where yogis from over 75 countries came together, followed by a sacred dip in the Ganga. The festival concluded with the closing ceremony on the banks of the Ganga, featuring a powerful concert by a popular Indian folk singer Kailash Kher. The event ended with uplifting energy and deep gratitude as participants celebrated a week of spiritual connection and transformation. although this event is done and dusted for now. For those of you keen to get your yoga fix, there is another big thing right around the corner. We are less than 100 days away from the International Day of Yoga on June 21st. And we hope you will get bendy for the occasion with us.
Artisans keep traditional toy making alive in southern India's Channapatna. Thousands are still employed in this centuries-old art form at this location, even though cheaper plastic alternatives have reached the market.
The hum of machines and the scent of carved wood fill the air in Channapatna, a small Indian town famous for its handcrafted wooden toys. This centuries-old tradition has survived despite the rise of cheaper plastic alternatives. Artisans carve toys from ivory wood and a local deciduous tree and color them with natural dyes from turmeric and indigo.
When we dry the aloe vera properly and apply lacquer and vegetable dyes, the toys will remain the same for hundreds of years. That is the uniqueness of making traditional toys out of aloe vera. This can't be done with other woods.
Channapatna's toy-making legacy dates back to the 1700s when Tipu Sultan invited Persian artisans to train locals. Today, around 2,500 artisans craft rocking horses, baby walkers, and dancing dolls in workshops across the town. Though mass-produced toys, including Chinese replicas, pose a challenge, the industry persists. Interest in these toys surged in 2010 when Michelle Obama purchased Channapatna toys in New Delhi.
We as artisans inform the customers, particularly about the toys made in China. We tell them the chemicals used in their toys and how Channapatna traditional toys differ from those. Generally, as artisans, we don't want to sell Chinese toys as ours.
Modern tools like electric lathes have kept production efficient, and demand remains steady. A local factory owner says customers appreciate the toy's durability. The Indian government has pledged support to boost India's toy industry globally. Still, artisans believe more workshops are needed to train future craftsmen. For those in the trade, toy making is more than just a livelihood. It's a proud cultural heritage.
Community-based conservation efforts have become crucial in protecting endangered species. In Nepal, a country rich in biodiversity, local communities have played a significant role in safeguarding vulnerable animals like the red panda.
Jiwan Subba, a police officer from Nepal, carries the burden of a regret that has lasted for decades. When he was just 17, he killed an unfamiliar creature he discovered in his barn, unaware that it was a red panda, a species now recognized as endangered. He remembers the incident clearly, admitting that neither he nor anyone in his village knew what the animal was at the time. Now, at 48 years old, Subba understands the significance of the red panda and is actively involved in efforts to protect it. His transformation reflects the broader shift in Nepal, where education and awareness programs have significantly altered attitudes towards wildlife conservation.
In the past, we would be able to see red pandas grazing while we were taking our cows, buffaloes, and yaks out to feed in the fields, or when we were out collecting fodder and firewood. We would be perplexed at the sight of them. They looked red. We would run away in fear.
Nepal's community-driven conservation efforts have played a key role in halting the decline of the red panda population, which is estimated to be fewer than 10,000 globally. According to the Red Panda Network, an organization leading global efforts to conserve the animals, between 500 and 1,000 of these creatures live in Nepal, an increase from the 2011 estimate of 300 to 600.
In terms of their numbers, they have increased to some extent, though we do not have actual data. According to the villagers and tourists, earlier it would take a week to spot a red panda. Now they can spot 3 to 4 red pandas on the same day.
Conservationists credit Nepal's educational outreach and sustainable livelihood initiatives for the success of its red panda protection programs. In the Kanchenjunga Conservation Area in eastern Nepal, indigenous communities have transitioned from raising livestock to cultivating nettle plants, helping preserve red panda habitats. Also, villagers no longer forage in the forest, allowing red pandas to thrive undisturbed. Furthermore, Nepal established the Puwama Juwa Community Red Panda Conservation Area, a 116-hectare, 287-acre zone last year. The area is patrolled by anti-poaching committees with significant local involvement in its management. In the past 5 years, Nepal has confiscated 33 red panda hides, a substantial reduction from the 70 hides seized between 2011 and 2015. Poaching of red pandas has declined, but conservationists warn that many poaching incidents go unreported or unpunished. Hides of the red panda are smuggled to countries like China and Myanmar, often for their supposed medicinal properties or aesthetic value. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, has listed the red panda as endangered since 2016, primarily due to habitat loss. The IUCN also suggests that the growing popularity of the animal on social media has led to an increase in demand for red pandas as pets. Despite the progress, conservationists argue that Nepal's rapid infrastructure development poses new challenges for red panda protection.
Road networks, hydroelectricity, transmission lines and cable car construction are going on, and because of this, habitats have been fragmented.
In Taplejung district, a key area for red pandas, local communities are protesting the large-scale deforestation linked to the construction of a cable car project aimed at boosting tourism. Local conservationists are calling for stricter precautions during such developments.
St. Patrick's Day was celebrated worldwide recently. The holiday has become a cheerful affair, and its parades have turned the world green. Take a look at how Ireland's National Day was celebrated.
St. Patrick's Day on March 17th is Ireland's biggest celebration. It honors St. Patrick, Ireland's patron saint, who brought Christianity to the island. What's the vibe? Parades, green outfits, shamrocks, and a lot of Irish pride. Originally a religious holiday, it's now a global party, with cities from Dublin to New York turning green. One tradition, raise a pint. Whether for faith, folklore, or just fun, St. Patrick's Day is all about celebrating Irish culture with music, dance, and a bit of luck. Around 500,000 people gather in Dublin to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, including over 100,000 visitors from abroad. The vibrant parade showcases 7 large-scale pageants, 6 showpieces and 12 marching bands from Ireland, North America and Austria, with over 4,000 participants. In the UK, Catherine, Princess of Wales, attended the Irish Guards St. Patrick's Day parade at the Wellington Barracks in London, where shamrock was passed around merrily. Meanwhile, in the United States, the Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin and Donald Trump participated in a St. Patrick's Day reception in the East Room of the White House. There were hundreds of diplomats and government officials in attendance, and a pleasant mood as Martin and Trump exchanged a shamrock plant, the national symbol of Ireland, in front of the cameras. While traditions to celebrate St. Patrick's Day at the White House date back to President Truman, the outside fountain, which is dyed green for the occasion, was started by Barack Obama. At night, the facade of the White House is also lit up in a green hue. One of the most legendary events for St. Patrick's Day in the United States is the green dyeing of the Chicago River. The river glowed in a bright emerald green last Saturday as the city kicked off its celebrations, with thousands of people gathered to cheer on. Chicago Journeyman Plumbers Union Local 130 members began dumping containers of dye into the city's river from motorboats in the morning. Although the dye is non-toxic and lasts for several hours, traces of this can be seen after several days. In Georgia, a boisterous parade was held in Savannah to celebrate all things Irish. These festivities were initially popularized by Irish immigrant communities. Today, these parades are meant to commemorate Ireland's patron saint, but have also become a celebration of Irish heritage around the world. These were the sights at the parade in Boston, where the most Irish city in the United States. Among the marchers were Captain Jack Sparrow and Spider-Man, along with a number of U.S. military troops. Meanwhile, a city in Arkansas showed the nation that theirs is smaller. We're talking about their parade, of course. Here, they promote their 98-foot route as the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. Last but not the least, this is in fact the largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world, in New York City. With a large Irish community, this special occasion is celebrated with pomp and gusto in the Big Apple. Around 150,000 marchers and up to 2 million spectators were expected for this green extravaganza. There you have it. Perhaps this roundup gives you inspiration for where to head next time the green holiday comes around.
Traditional martial arts and cultural performances continue to evolve in the heart of China, blending ancient practices with modern flair. From the rise of women in martial arts to the cultural significance of the country's iconic martial arts mountains, these stories illustrate the dynamic ways in which China is showcasing its rich heritage.
In front of a secluded temple in the misty peaks of southwestern China's Ameishan Mountains, Duan Ruru, a 23-year-old martial artist, executes a series of swift and powerful kung fu strikes. Having spent over a decade perfecting her craft, Duan's martial arts journey has taken her from the local training grounds of Sichuan to the bright lights of social media. Though kung fu has long been associated with male-dominated schools such as Shaolin, Duan is part of a growing group of young women in China, challenging traditional gender roles and reviving interest in the Yimei martial arts sect.
I have been studying martial arts since I was young. It might have been because my dad was very into martial arts. I thought that girls learning martial arts was super swaggy.
Historically, Yimei martial arts have deep roots in Taoist philosophy. These martial practices evolved during periods of constant warfare and upheaval, but fell out of the spotlight as modern weapons became more sophisticated. Yet, over the past few decades, their importance has been reinvigorated. Yimei martial arts have been listed as an intangible cultural heritage, allowing for funding and renewed attention.
When we came here, we used camera shots for the first time to spread this to others, like filming short videos. This was a new form of impact.
While the discipline's resurgence has been gradual, local martial arts schools like those in Ime Shan still face challenges in gaining wider recognition. This was reflected in 2023 when city officials admitted that Ime martial arts suffered from a lack of recognition among tourists.
女子功夫表演团来讲的话呢，因为是这样抓住了自媒体的一个发展。
Amy Kung Fu Girls has seized onto the development of social media influencing. Through their performances, they have done a great job of promoting Amy martial arts. Publicity for Amy martial arts is much more powerful now than before. More and more people are learning about Amy martial arts, and more people want to practice it.
群体越来越多。
The growing presence of female martial artists is also a sign of change within the traditionally male-dominated kung fu world. While boys still outnumber girls, the female presence at Ime is undeniable. Wudang Mountain, located in central China's Hubei province, is an iconic martial arts hub known for its stunning natural beauty and rich cultural history. It attracts over 70,000 international tourists annually, many of whom are drawn to the mountain's deep connection with Chinese martial arts and its portrayal in popular films. The mountain is renowned for its ancient architecture, including the Zixiao Palace, which has been featured in films like The Karate Kid, in which real-life Wudang martial artists had cameo roles. The Golden Summit, the highest point of the mountain, also frequently appears in martial arts movies, solidifying Wudang's status as a cultural symbol.
From a young age, I watched a lot of kung fu movies, and these really influenced me a lot to come here. Of course, Karate Kid was shot right here. My shifu actually had a small part in the movie. So here at Carefree Valley is where they did all their training, where they prepared to climb the mountain. And when they're walking up the mountain, when they're almost to the top, they see a bunch of kung fu masters. And there's a moment of a master doing some movements. And that's my shifu. So just a moment. But all of the people in that part of the video are actual martial artists from Wudang. So that's very special.
I opened a blog to share information about the temples within the Wudang mountain, which are definitely worth visiting.
The Guangdong Lion Dance, an energetic performance that blends martial arts, dance, and music, is gaining international attention. The latest episode of the International Cultural Exchange TV program, Harmony in Diversity, showcased the Guangdong Lion Dance. Originating from Guangdong Province, this traditional dance is often performed during celebrations and festivals to bring good luck. The lion dance has become a central element of Chinese culture, captivating audiences with its graceful movements and powerful drumming. The program aims to promote cultural understanding and showcase the diversity of global traditions.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's Wings episode. We will return next weekend with more travel content for you. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.